Hello everyone and welcome back to Keepsakes by Patty Cakes. A warm welcome to you all and to any new subscribers. I appreciate you all for spending your time with me. And today I wanted to share with you a journal that I'm calling Reflections of the Soul. And this is the journal that I made following Angela Kerr. Although my cover is different, I've decorated a little different, and there's a few little changes, but I basically did everything that she did, learning from her videos. So we'll go ahead and get started. This is a very, very chunky journal, and it measures about 9 by 6, and oh boy, the width of it, while it has the seam binding on it, is probably about 5 3/4 inches. And we'll go ahead and I have both peach and pink seam binding on here. So we'll just open it up like that. And it's hard to fit the whole thing in, but this is what the cover looks like. And I will just go like this so you can see the whole thing. And I've used a frame from Tim Holtz. I did the cover on a previous video, but I've added a few little things, which were some vintage buttons and some peach butterflies to go with the theme. And we have the Reflections of the Soul on the front here. And on the big spine, we have the pink lace that's wrapped around. And then I will flip it the other way, and we have this beautiful trim lace on this spine. Okay. Then on the back, we have this beautiful applique pocket, which has I will go ahead and show that now. It was a hand crocheted child's collar, and I got this from Miss Patty Lang a long time ago. And I just added a few little paper roses for decoration. You can take those off. They're just wired around it. And I just stuck that in for whoever may purchase this journal, which will be listed in my Etsy shop soon. So there's the big chunker. It's a chunky monkey. And it's a one signature junk journal. So with it just open without the binding, it is almost 7 inches. Yeah, almost 7 inches. So we'll go ahead and make sure I'm mostly on screen here. There we go. And we open it up, and we have a folio inside that unties, and you open it up, and this is a letter from the maker from me. And then we just have 2 side pockets that have little journaling cards in them. I won't take all of them out. We'll leave that for whoever gets the journal. And then it just closes up again. Oops. And as you can see, the gorgeous lace from the front also comes around to the inside. This one here. And we have, I forgot to mention, there's a couple layers of lace on the front. There's this white lace here. And then we have a little bit of lace down this side of the frame. And then we also have this lace here, which is a newer lace. This one I'm not sure if it's vintage or newer. And then we have this pink piece of lace that I put on the spine. Okay, so this is the first page, and I'll kind of hold it up this way so you can see it better. And I had the same lace that I have on the back spine, and we open it up to the first page. And I probably should stand up to do this because I want to make sure you can see in the video. This was made from an envelope, and you can see this beautiful cutout here is from Angela's papers, and then the background paper is actually, I believe, one of my photocopies of lace. And then I have some die cuts here and one of her butterflies, and it has, everything has beauty. And then when you pull it out, we have these beautiful birds that were also in the kit, and it says don't forget to fly. And then we have some green and pink seam binding with this little tag that I just cut out from one of her papers. I made it into a tag. I should just probably leave this in. I'll put it in after. Then on the next page, let me just get a piece of paper here. This back part is the tuck, but there's nothing in that one because I have it so bulky already. I didn't, almost everything's filled, but some things, a few things I left for whoever, you know, may get this journal. And we have an altered paper clip that just has 2 pieces of lace and an applique on it that's like a peachy color. And then we have a journaling card in here from the kit. So pretty. And then we just sewed some buttons onto some seam binding here, and one of her little images and another butterfly. And this is the next page. Her pages are so pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the next page we have a corner pocket, and this is what it looks like. And we have a little bit of applique here with a peach butterfly and a little piece of pearl, and then some die cuts in the background. And then we also made this from an altered envelope again with 2 tags. And if you take them out, oops, my finger's holding it down, it's all one picture. Isn't that pretty? She's so creative. And they just go in like that. And then this is a tag that I put some avocado dyed paper on the back and sewed around, and this is another one of her papers and one of her background paper, another background paper from her avocado and lace dye kit, tea dye. And then on the next page, it's actually a pocket. I don't have anything in this one. I think this is the only pages that I made with regular copy paper. The rest of it is done with cardstock. I think that's why it was so chunky. Okay, then the next page, you can see this was one of her doilies, and it's paper. And we took toilet rolls or paper towel rolls, whatever you had, and took some of her cards and put dies on, and it's sewn around, and you can write on the back, and those just fit in there. And we have one over here with the same thing, and this one's just done with some vintage fabric. The top of this and this one's sari silk in a peach color. And then, as you can see, this matches on two pages over because we have this page cut a little bit shorter. And then on this side, is one of the pockets. I think Happiness and Crafting did this, or I'm not positive, but I got this idea a good while back. And you just, excuse me, pull this tab here and it opens it up, and inside we just have a handwritten card from 1937, 11/1/37. So that just goes in there. And then, excuse me, it just folds right back up. And there's the other page. And when you flip it over, it's a little envelope that I made out of antique ledger paper. And I believe this is Chapter 1, a label from them. And we got another label here, and Chase Your Dreams, and Little Butterfly with a rhinestone on it. And then you turn it over, and we have the lace and the ruffles. And then when you open it up, we have the, I believe we made these with Roxy's weekly challenge. It says Life is Beautiful, and we have another one of her butterflies with a pearl. And you open it up and it has 2 pockets. I don't have anything in this pocket. I'll leave that for the journal owner. And this is one of the Bible lessons that I purchased from Patty Lane as well. It's from the volume October, November, and December of 1956. And it's called With All Your Heart, and it has the Bible lesson on the back. So that just goes in there. And we got one of these teeny tiny Tim Holtz clips, and that just goes on there to hold it. Then on this beautiful page we have this beautiful pink lace on there. Then you turn it over, and we have another mailer that we did. And as you can see, this flips up. And I'll just move this down a little so you can see it in its entirety. There we go. And then you can journal on the top and here. And it says, today is a good day. And then down at the bottom we have a pocket with 2 little tags that I made with her fussy cut flowers and some of my own words that I made my own words on the computer, which anyone can do. And I did a bunch of sayings and quotes and things. So those were really cute. And we just have seam binding for the tops of them. And then when you fold this back down, this card comes out, which says Collect Beautiful Moments. And it has a really pretty bird that I got from a magazine. And you flip it over and you can journal on it. And then as you can see on the inside of here is a beautiful lace background of mine that I put in there. And we have some die cuts and butterflies as well. Then we have some parchment paper. And then on this side, we have this little pocket that we made. And this says Chase Your Dreams and Beautiful. And we have a few of the things from the kit. And then in the pocket, we have a few of her cards and a postcard that I stitched around. And it has the avocado dyed paper on the back. And this was one of her doilies from one of her doily kits. I think I purchased 2 of those from her. And this was also in the kit. So beautiful. I love this one with the greens and the pinks. And you can journal on the back, and I stenciled a little on the back of that one. And those just go back in there. It's hard with this chunky monkey putting this stuff in. But there you go with that one. And then there is also a pocket here, which I don't have anything in that one. And then on the next page, you can see a pocket that we made. And in the back, there's a little journal card with a little peach bow at the top and a little butterfly. And this was one of her doily packs too. And this beautiful one here. You can write on the back with a little piece on top, and you can just see that we ripped this top like that and inked it, and then embossed this pocket to make a second pocket. And then one of her little ephemeras here we turned into another pocket. And this is the little crocheted doily that I made and sewed a little peach button on. So in the front, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. I just made another little tag with some of her ephemera and 2 other little pieces of her ephemera, which were really cute. So just go in there. And this is the other side. Excuse me. And then on this side, we have a tuck that is also made from an altered envelope. I hope you can see. And we did put some fussy cut flowers on here. And this says be gentle in a butterfly up here. And then on this one, we have 2 little pockets in it, which have little journal cards inside of them. I'll put them in later. And then on the top one, you have the window. And it has this little birdie in it. And this was from a different kit. These 2 here. And I'll have to look them up and see whose it was. Because I just got this one and I can't think of the name. And then you can journal on the back of both of those. And then there's also a tuck behind this as well. Then on the next page, we also have a tuck. This wrapped around the page, but it is also sewn around. And we have flowers going up this one as well. And we have a little journaling card of hers. And I just added a faux vintage, the image is of a vintage image, but I made it look old by using wax and ink. So that just slips in there. And then here we have another page from a book. I used 2 different books in here. One was the illustrated book of garden flowers that I got from my awesome friend Deborah. And the other one was Edith Holden. So on the other side of that, we have this cute little baby, which was from my ephemera. And it says, do it makes you happy. And we have some flowers down here and one of her little ephemera pieces. And we have lace up here, and you lift it up and the butterfly holds it down, and you can journal on the inside. Okay, and then this is the next page. We flip it over, and I'm moving everything around and catching it. Sorry about that. I keep moving everything on the table by trying to adjust it. Okay, so here we have a pocket that I sewed around, and you have a little tuck in the back, and I made this little card with some antique lace and ribbon and a little floral, and there's material glued and sewn onto book page, and It is also backed with another page. I made these during Roxy's week, one of her Roxy's weekly challenges, and there's also a little pocket in the front that you can put something in. So that just tucks in there. And then inside the pocket, I have a little bit of stenciling, and then I have a faux specimen that I made. It has a little butterfly wing from Tim Holtz in there, and this is from Artymaze's one of her freebies with the numbers on it, with just some pink satin ribbon, little ones. And then again we have another one of the book pages. And then on this side it says Believe in Magic, and again we made this in one of the tutorials for Roxy's weekly challenge, and it just has a butterfly on it with some bling. You might have seen this. And I have a few different stamps in here, and just a little piece of ephemera. And then, well, I'll just keep that out for a moment. And then we have a faux ticket here, and another piece of little ephemera here. And then I have some lace and a little piece cut off from one of her doilies. And then I have a paper clip here with a little faux diamond on it. And this all opens up to be written in. So that's how that works. Just clip it back. And I'll put the things in later. Then on this side, oops, we have some writing page. And we have some peach lace on this page. And here we have another, well, this one's a bag that we decorated and folded it up for a pocket. And I have a little hand crocheted butterfly that I made with a little piece of bling on it. And this one says Have Courage, and just decoupage some pieces on that. And then again we have two little cards, and this one has Sorry Silk. And in the back of the bag we have two more journaling cards. These were postcards that she had in the kit, and this would have been the front and the back. So, and I sewed around those as well. Then this page is just layered with one of her doilies and some die cuts and one of her fussy cut flowers. Then on this page we have beautiful pink butterflies, and this is a sort of flip thing that we made, and this opens up and there is a little place here to stick some things in. And I just have a little applique on there with some bling. And then on the next envelope, it's just decoupaged up and it says Bloom. And we have another journaling card here. And we flip that over. You can write on the back. And we have another envelope that's decoupaged, very beautiful, with another journaling card in it. You can journal on the back, and then you can also journal on the back of this envelope. And then we have, this is from one of her templates, to make this real skinny pocket and a long tag, which is decorated up with some more die cuts and a butterfly. It says Stop It and Enjoy, and we have a little pink bow on the top. And of course the doily is from one of her doily kits. So the next page we have another little corner tuck and a little tag that I also made during Roxy's weekly challenge. with paper on the back. And as you can see, we have some die cuts going up through there, and a butterfly, and some material and another fabric that I've sewn some vintage buttons onto. And then on this page, another book page, and I just put some of her butterflies on that to decorate it up to match. And then in the center we have Edith Holden, which would be the other side of that as well. And I did put some washi tape. Well, I glued some. It didn't look like it stuck on that part. Just so the paper wouldn't tear more on there, because this one's kind of old. And I had to put it tight because this signature was just humongous. So we have Edith Holden again. And then on this page we have a little tuck. It's glued on these sides with one of her doilies again. And oh, this is also made from one of her templates. And we made a little pocket, and I put "Let Life Surprise You." And we have a few little journaling pieces of ephemera there that just slip into that pocket. And as you can see, it wraps around to the other side, but we made it pink to go with that page. And we have one of her journaling cards and a mini version of one of her doilies here, and you can write on the back of both of those. So as you could see, this side was peach, and then when you turn it over, this part is pink to match this page. And then this was another one of her, this was a postcard that she had, and I just sewed around it and glued the back of it on to match it. So you can journal on that. The next page, we just did this where we took different layers, and then I sewed down the middle of mine and one of her fussy cut flowers, and we just have one of her journaling cards here. It's just stuck there. And then on this side we have some stenciling, and then this one she also came out with some like black and white and sepia flowers, which I really love because sometimes you want to break up that color. And then we have a little butterfly of hers there. And then this card comes out, which is another journaling card, and the background is avocado dyed. So you can just stick that in there so you can see the butterfly, and it flips over. And we have some splashing here, and I did this with the inkjet printer, so the color will change if you put a few drops of water on it. So on this side of the envelope, what we did was we also did a stack of torn papers as well, and I just put one of her stamps in one of my die cuts. And this was a miniature version of one of her doilies and another journaling card, and those just stick in there. Okay, and the next page, a writing page, another floral page. And then on the back of the floral page, I decoupaged a piece of napkin on there that I thought went really pretty with her background paper here. And then I added some lace trim from the Crafty Me shop that I got from her, and I think I might have also got this one from her as well. So pretty. And then we have these two pages, and then on this page is one of my lace pages, and I have one of her corner tucks and some leaf trim going up. And then this is from, I want to say Artymaze, but I'm not sure. And then we have the avocado dyed paper on the back, and it's sewed around. And then on this page we made it a short page as well, so you can see the peach and the peach here. And then It has beauty and attitude on it. And we stacked the torn papers up again, and I put one of her fussy cuts and one of her butterflies, and there's lace trim under it, which is like a beigey peach color. So when you flip it over, we have a pocket on this side, and we used a neutral flower, and we have two different types of backgrounds going on here. And then I just have two journaling cards in here as well. And then peach on this side again. Then we have another beautiful page. And then on this side, I put this post-it note here so I would remember that these two are from Artymaze. Beautiful journaling cards. I love these. And then this says, live full the life you have imagined. And we have one of her butterflies and fussy cuts there. And this is just made out of coffee dyed paper that I had. And then on top we have one of her journaling cards with a peach bow. And then in the background you can see one of her fussy cut flowers. And then inside we have two pockets. One says do what you love, and these are, I think, from chapter 1. And then we have another Artymaze flower inside, and I'm not sure where I got this one. I apologize if it's anybody's I haven't mentioned. Please let me know in the comments. And then we have a postcard here. I know this is Artymaze for sure, which that might be too as well, but I thought it went really well with the peachy colors on here. Just stick that back in. The next page we have this big huge pocket, and inside the pocket I fussy cut one of her roses from the postcard. And this is like a matchbox, scrappy bits of papers to write on. And then that just tucks back in, goes in there. And then we have a small pocket over here with one of her little pieces of ephemera sticking out, and a little butterfly there, and fussy cut rose here. Then on this page we have a little scrap fabric thing that I think has turned out so beautiful. And this was also made from an altered envelope, believe it or not. It was an envelope that was just folded down, and then we put a piece of her page here on top, and then I sewed around and put this piece of beautiful lace here and this one here so you could kind of see through it, which I really loved. And then I just put some embellishments up at the top. And then out of the side of it, we also have a journaling card that I just cut from one of the pages and sewed around. And the next page, oh, I love this one. We have that page there. And then on the next page, what we did was a flip where you could journal on the back side of it. And then the other side has peach. This one was pink to go with this page. And we have a little butterfly with a little gemstone or rhinestone and lace up both sides. So I'll put this back on so you can see the full thing. And it goes like that. And then this side with the peaches and yellows. And this one I have, oh, and underneath here, this is her lace background paper. So this is a page from the flower book that I mentioned. And then on the other side of it, I did not decorate it. I figured if whoever gets this journal, you know, they could decorate it however they want. But I did paper clip this little pocket that I decoupaged on the front, and the back has tea-dyed paper on it, so you could journal on it as well. But we made this pocket out of a piece of envelope that we had left over, and then this is one of her journaling cards. But you could also, if you wanted to, just glue it down. Now if I can get it back in, there we go. You could glue it down to a page like this. And you could also have a pocket behind that if you like. And then I just put a little bit of beautiful trim that I got. And that just goes right on there. And then this is the other, excuse me, other side of the pocket. And I have a little bit of stenciling here. And then in this pocket, I have a vintage piece of paper from the Midwest Roofing and Insulating Company that I got from Patty Lang as well. And this one's from 1951. So I'll let you look through that. Then on the following page, we have a pocket here that I made, and it might have been my second video. And this paper actually came from, excuse me, Lorna from TaylorMadeJournals. And it had like a peachy color to it, so I thought it went well with this page. And I had already made this with the peach lace trim and the peach silk ribbon. And then I just had a little layer of fabric with a piece of the lace trim and the peach, this stuff, I can't think of it at this point, and a button, a vintage button. And then this was a tag that I made at one of the beginning of Roxy's weekly challenge ones, and it is also backed. And you can also put something behind the pocket as well. I just have that one in the pocket. And this is the next page. And on this one, we have this little flip thing that we made. And it was made out of an envelope, but I have it paper clipped. We made this little banner paper clip. And it has her papers as banners in the background, a little butterfly, and a piece of linen and a vintage peach button that I sewed on there. So that is that. And you can also journal on the back if you like. And then we have this here that we made. This is one of her doilies as well. And this is just a little pocket envelope that you can put things in. And this beautiful, beautiful lace here that I got. It was imported. And then we also have, I don't know, is this a pocket? Yeah, this is a pocket as well. I don't have anything in that. I'll leave that to whoever gets the journal. And then we just put this on there to hold it all together. Oop, I didn't put something back right, so I'm going to leave it out until afterwards. Oh, and then I also decorated on the back. It says enchanting, and it has her flowers here and a butterfly. The next page is a belly band that we made also out of an altered envelope, and I just have a tag stuck in here with some ripped fabric that I made a little bow with from the material that I used on the cover. And then the belly band, as you can see, is decorated up with her flowers, and this is a piece of my lace dyed, coffee dyed paper, and this is one of her doilies. And then inside the envelope it has a little index card, and we decorated that up with some, well, this isn't her paper here, but I can't remember. Oh, this is actually from a masterboard. I cut this from a masterboard and made it and put a tab on it. And it says, "Be the reason someone smiles today." I love that. And then just slip this back here, and I'll put that back in later. Then we have some beautiful pink lace off this page. And that's the end. But we have more to go. In the back here, we have an envelope that's put into the pocket, and this is made out of a postcard and music paper underneath, and then this is also one of her laces and her butterfly, and I just stitched around it with this burgundy lace and some of that beautiful trim. Enjoy the little things. And then there is a little key hanging off of it. Inside we have a vintage playing card with beautiful flowers that are actually roses, white roses with, looks like a pink around the edges. I've never seen anything with some baby's breath. I've never seen anything like that before. So that just goes back in there. And then there's also a tuck on the side with 2 journaling cards. And I apologize that this is taking forever. I also wanted to mention all the way around the whole journal, I have also did an embroidery stitch with a machine of hearts going all the way around it. So you'll see the back side of it here and here. So then we go to the back side. And then because this journal was so full, where, I don't know, you might think there's not very much room to journal. So in the back part, which we didn't do on her video, you can also see that I used the same lace trim on the back part. We have an expandable pocket here, which I'll put some goodies in for the recipient. And it can be stuffed pretty good. It's a big one. So what I did in here is I just added pages, some from the journal kit and some that is not, like my avocado dyed papers, tea dyed and coffee dyed. And then the special one that I loved in this one was this paper here that I did a good while ago when I first started, and this was avocado dyed textured cardstock, and I hand crocheted the shell stitch along the edge, and I just really loved that, and I thought it would go well with this journal. So it's only on one side, but I added that in. So there are 52 pages right here, just on this part, to write in. And then on this side, we have another little one, a folio, and you can see the little key here, and that just unwinds. And inside we have, this was another altered envelope, a little journaling card that I made. And we have a little bird and some flowers, and they're all just layered up in a little label and a little piece of applique, and you can journal on the back. And then you can see through the window of her papers, and this is also all stitched around. A lot of the journal is stitched. And we have, whoop, I'm coming off the table and showing my mess. So I don't know offhand. I haven't counted yet, but I can't remember from when I started, but I'll tell you just how many pages we have in the front as well. Real quick before we go. I'm catching on everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So all in all, we have 68 pages in the front and back, and we have 52 pages in the back total. So we have a total of 120 pages in this one. And like I said, I will be listing it in my Etsy. And in case I can't figure out the international shipping, because I've been having a little bit of a difficulty in learning how Etsy works with their shipping, I'm going to have this also open for international people as well, as long as they pay for the shipping, of course, on top of it, if they're interested. So if I don't get it listed right on Etsy and it just is listed for the United States, just shoot me an email and let me know if you're interested. So I thank you very much for watching, everybody, today, and thank you so much for your time and for being patient with me going through this video. So I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.